darling, nothing I'd call my own. You are my treasure, you make a house a home, all I ever need. You are so beautiful, you're a sight for sore eyes. You are so beautiful, you bring me back to life. You are some kind of wonderful, you make me smile. And your world is so magical, can I stay for a while? I can't stop thinking about all the times we'd stay up late talking till the sunrise. I will be here for you, we can fly. You are so beautiful, you are so wonderful. My heart fills up with love for you, each part. You are so beautiful, beautiful. You are. You are incredible. You light up all the skies. You are so lovable, and you don't even realize. But your love is so colorful, kinda makes me cry. You make everything magical, I feel so alive. I can't stop thinking about all the times we'd stay up late talking till the sunrise. I will be here for you, we can fly. You are so beautiful, you are so wonderful. My heart fills up with love for you, each part. You are so beautiful, beautiful. You are. So can I tell you, I think I'm in love with you. Everything I can give you is yours, 'cause I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you. I'm in love. You are so beautiful, you are so wonderful. My heart fills up with love for you, each part. You are so beautiful, beautiful. You are.
We've become so entangled. Our hearts, they hurt the same, but somehow we always seem to shake things off. We never seem to let the burdens weigh us down. Yeah, we're okay now. We build it up again from the bottom up. Nothing ever seems to be too much for us. Together we made a stronger start. The world has turned frozen. The frost is sinking in, but the winter's almost over, and life will return again. But somehow we always seem to shake things off. We never seem to let the burdens weigh us down. Yeah, we're okay now. We build it up again from the bottom up. Nothing ever seems to be too much for us. Together we made a stronger start. There are diamonds coming in.
品扱いしてんじゃねえよ。いくらでもと。
Don't ever darling, nothing I'd call my own. You are my treasure, you make a house a home. All I ever need, all I ever wanted, all I ever need, all I ever wanted is you. Don't need religion, 'cause I've seen enough to believe you are the reason that I'm where I wanted to be. All I ever need, all I ever wanted, all I ever need, all I ever wanted is you. All this love is enough for us. All I ever need, all I ever wanted, all I ever need, all I ever wanted is you. Quiet hours pass me by, time alone and time alive helps me process what I see.